It is a great honor and a privilege to introduce Gabi Korn. We're here in Yad Mordechai in Israel. And Gabi, you are, I think, the youngest 80-year-old I've ever met. It's amazing. You were born in Poland.
I born in Poland.
Could you tell us a little bit about your family and how you landed up, thank God, coming to Israel?
If you see that I am smiling all the time, it's because that I don't want the people around me, especially the family, the children, I don't want them to feel what I feel. I live it in myself, inside. It's very hard when I'm alone or when I'm talking for groups about the Second World War. So I feel very hard. And I don't want the people around me to feel even few percent as I feel. So I'm smiling all the time, I'm happy all the time, I'm making sport. Yeah, I was one of the group of the marathon running, you know, in Israel.
Amazing.
And I'm trying, because that we slowly we will go to my story. I swear to myself, when I was child, so many people, they tried to help me to save my life, and they was really with all the heart they did it. So I swear to myself, you must live a normal life, and everything what you feel, put it in your heart, stay with it. Don't give the other people around you to feel bad, because it won't help you, it won't do good to you. And of course the people around you, when they will see you, they think, oh, we must be very carefully and not to be too happy. And so I swear to myself, I am going to live normal life. I want a family. It was hard for me because I couldn't stand in close place. Family, it's close place. So it took me many years until that I married. But I have more children than any family here in kibbutz.
Really?
Wow. I got 5. There is another one that he got 5, but there was born twins. Mm-hmm. I got 5 children. He got 5 children. The other, it's maximum 4. And I married when I was 40.
You were 40?
Wow. Yeah. But my wife, she is very, very young. And we got 5 children, yeah. Today I have already, how do you call it?
Grandchildren?
Grandchildren, yeah. Not many, but it starts.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So Gabi, where were you born?
Now, I born in Poland. East Poland, in a little town called Przemyśl. It's by Krakow, very close to Krakow, very close to Auschwitz. In the town, the small town that I born, before the war, there was already 18,700 Jewish. Good group, really, there was a good town for the Jewish. They had the gymnasium, well, everything what you want. There was a good town, not like many other in Poland. And my family, they was very famous in the town. Why? They was rich people. They had houses. They had a big, how do you call it, yard, jungle. But you know, they cut the trees to build houses, and so in Poland it was very famous, the houses of wood. And they had a few factories, and agriculture, Adama.
The land.
Yeah, and the Polish people, they worked for them. So they was very famous. Now, my mother, she was a teacher in that gymnasium, and her father, my uncle, also was there. He was in the Umanut.
With the art.
Pictures.
Artists.
Yeah. Now, it helped me later that they was famous. Now, I must tell you something, that I born in the middle of the war.
In what year?
In the Second World War. I born in the end of October 1941. So I spent my first few years as a baby, the whole war. So I can't say that I remember, I know what happened to me after the war, and we will go back, but after the war, a few years after, people helped me to find who I am, who was my family, because that I lost all of them. I don't know what is family, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, I don't know. Only what is uncle, when I came to hear this kibbutz, because the sister of my mother, she was already here. So people helped me to find, and it wasn't hard for them, because that my parents, before that, when they tried to save my life, and for themselves also, so they wrote who I am and everything.
This is such a great honor and privilege to have Yisrael and Yehudit Meidan.
If you want,
I'm so grateful because you introduced me to Gabi, Korn. Did you have brothers and sisters? This is the original letter that Gabi's parents wrote before they sent him to the monastery in Polish.
The war started, the Second World War.
When he came to Israel,
because there was rich people, and they have agriculture, and they make vegetables. So they have,
because we don't know
underground house, a room to keep the vegetables
with the war, in the war,
before they
especially
sell them.
for us, the Jews.
And at the war, when the German after a few days, they finish with Poland.
My wife, Gittel Korn,
it was the place that they live, because the German they was looking for all the Jewish,
me and my husband,
to take them away from the houses and to be in a ghetto.
And our
because
child,
if they want to take them, to kill them, they're ready. They by the hand. Okay, go on the train, and so this was the place that my parents,
according to the Jewish
after that Poland was in the German hands.
If he will
they spent a few years. They married just before the war,
and the child.
I believe that they were very optimistic people. Okay, the war in 2 years, and so it will be the end, the finish. So maybe we
25%.
married. Maybe it's the time to make children.
Family.
The
So
sister in
I
the
born underground there
who
in the October 43,
She's in charge of the monastery.
1943. I born
In 43 or the abbey.
the Abbey.
I born 41.
41,
Sorry,
41.
41. I born there and I spent there
our
1.5 years
child
And this was,
underground.
to
and your
educate
parents
him.
were hiding also underground?
Yeah, the Polish people that they was working for the family,
My property
they had to
includes
get food. It was, I know that was very hard time. Now,
Because it's amazing,
some
because
at the
hundreds
begin-
of
they occupy, the war started in September the
Dunams.
September the 1st in 39,
yeah,
and they
Forest.
occupied Poland
they,
very
at
quickly.
in
fields
the end of,
and
at the
one
beginning of 1940, they start to be there. That was the
I
Polish
don't know if
woman. She
More
was
state
the woman
survived.
to get food for the baby. She told me, she told the people, Jewish people, to tell me how was my
We
first
have
year, 2 years.
also
Now, when I was
flour mill and
1 year
a
and
place for
2-3
cutting
months,
the wood.
that woman, if
My
not that
mother's
woman, I
name
wasn't here to talk to you.
Was
She start
fire
to work
rapport
hard on my
from
family
from how
to
Laub.
take me away from there. She told them, look, many families,
I
Jewish
have- we
families,
have
slowly, we
Uh,
don't see them anymore.
properties, but I
The
don't
German
know.
took
I
them
don't
with the
think that
train
it
to
will
Auschwitz.
remain after
Only
the war.
the end of 1941 start the killing
my
of gas and
brothers
all
and
that.
sisters,
Until that, it was by shooting.
uh,
She start to talk them
are still alive. My
again and again and again.
sister Leah
She told them,
Rappaport,
you see, in
She-
this town, there are
she
three
lives in Palestine,
minzar,
near Netanya,
nuns.
מצפה הים.
Nuns,
כן. There are three,
Maybe she
monasteries.
changed
Yeah.
her family
one
name,
of them, they have
but you can
a children house
Find
that they
her,
don't have parents,
Oh,
Polish,
by the-
Polish,
last
and those nuns,
אומרים כתובת,
Nansen,
Last address.
address.
It was very big house,
Until now, I know
not house,
That
Like it's a monastery.
yeah, and they have
five of my
they make for
family
themselves
are still
the
alive.
food. They have
Laub
חזירים,
Israel,
Pigs,
pigs and
König.
תרנגולות and
chicken.
chickens, yeah, and
Korn.
vegetables. They did everything for
Henry.
themselves.
Korn,
The German took everything
Linen,
for the German
Birken,
soldiers. So
Little,
the place
and
was
David.
with the chickens and they
My
make
wish is
for Jewish
if we die,
children
me and my
place
husband,
that nobody
and
can see.
mine,
The
and
other
our
children,
child
the Polish children, they was afraid
will
the
survive
nuns
after
that
the
they will
war.
see them and maybe they will talk and somebody Germans. There
I
was
want
police
him to-
Germans around. He will
reach
see, he will
or
hear,
to be with my
and will find them.
sister in Palestine.
And she told them that she knows that they
to-
take
to be
Jewish children,
educated and to
few
be a
parents,
good Jew.
Jewish parents, they brought them over there. They don't
ירא
want
שמיים,
money and
Fear
nothing.
of,
They
of
want
life.
to
fear
save
of God.
the life. And
Avram
after
Cohen
2-3
wrote
months, my
his father.
parents,
And the mother writes,
they say, okay, please
I
talk to the nuns.
agree
We will
completely
prepare everything
and with
and take
full
our baby
consciousness,
there.
with all
because she told
that
them, if something will
written
happen to
above.
you, the baby
Gittel Korn,
can't help himself. On the other hand, if you will
Fesh
put
Michel,
them there,
the place,
maybe
the place, the
you can
town,
save his life, even if something will
16
happen to
June,
you. And you know that
1943.
all the time, more and more Jewish families, the German find them, the Polish in the little
so
town
much.
sometimes talking about, and they take them, they kill them. Okay, in something like März,
Yisrael,
the
my dad,
beginning
I'm
of
so
April
grateful to you both because you introduced me to Gabi, and just meeting you both
when
here
I
in
was
Yad
1.5 years
Mordechai,
old,
it is unbelievable.
the parents, they
What
said,
can you mention a
they
little
say
bit
to
about
her,
Gabi? Because you've known him for many
please
years.
talk to the nuns and take him. She talked
he
to
came
them.
here
She
as
came with
a
a big sack.
child,
Because
8 years.
the
He
many
was
years
8
ago,
years old.
the agricultural
He
people, they was very
didn't
primitive.
know Hebrew,
She put there
and,
many
he
clothes
was
for children.
in a kibbutz.
Because
Well,
she will get in.
you know,
There was
the
police,
group
German over
is,
there,
so,
and Polish
they know each other
policemen.
from the first day
If they will ask,
of life. And
what are you coming here? She will tell them. And there was clothes for the Polish
not
children
usual,
in here.
as they know.
But
and he suffered a little bit.
it was to put
the
me,
children.
the child, 1.5 years
But
old, to put inside. If I will
He was
cry,
very-
nobody will
I
hear.
think he was very, very
And to take
a
me
good
there.
person and a
She
good
came
child.
in the evening,
So
one day,
slowly they knew him
one night,
and received him
and
as one
she
of
took me from the parents
equal.
to put me in the
And,
over there, the nuns. And I was there from
I think
March, April
he told
1943
you
until
about
the end of the war, about 2 years
the
and
Talib,
a little, 2 years, almost
How
2.5 years. And now my parents, they prepare, how do you call, מסמך,
kept
מסמכים.
in touch with them.
They put
לא in touch.
on me who I am,
He did keep in touch.
who is the family, everything what the family got in here, houses, ground, everything.
Many years.
And
Until
they said the
I think
end,
his children,
I
he
don't
has
know
5
Polish.
children,
but the aunt here that
they
by
wanted to know.
accident I got
they
to
were
here,
curious.
She
Wanted
told
to
me
know what
everything.
happened. And
They put
was
it on
very-
me
It was
to
not
get
easy
there,
for him to open his
if who knows what the
feelings
time
and,
will make to him, to this baby.
But once he was
So anybody can know who he is, who is his
opened
family,
himself,
and in that
he tells everyone,
how do you call מסמך?
It's like a list,
who
they made a list.
Document.
one who want to
Okay,
know
Like a
Then-
document.
Yeah,
what
document.
happened.
My mother,
And
she
his-
wrote about
He's a
the
mensch. He's a
aunt,
he's a mensch.
her sister in Israel, if
Wonderful person.
They-
He was.
they won't stay alive,
He's
and
so
I will be alive after the war,
so real.
to get to that
I don't know how
aunt
to
that
say.
I have
It's true.
in Israel. I was a
he
child, a
loved
little child,
life.
but it's written here. I will show you. It's written
think
in
he's-
Polish. When I come here,
איך אומרים,
I gave it to my aunt.
grateful.
After that, I found that everything was an accident.
He says
But I got it, and
one
she
said,
translate everything. It's written
So many
also
people
that my mother,
made
the father,
effort
they said
to
that if they won't stay alive and
to
I will
make
stay
me
alive,
happy.
to go to find
to
my
give me what I need,
aunt,
and I want to give
in
back.
Israel, They didn't say exactly where she
many
is,
years,
but
Israel, have you-
they give names and everything.
I remember
And
him more time because
I was lucky,
Gabi come to,
and somehow
not to come
it
to the
took
kibbutz because
a long
after
time.
the
Somehow
war,
I got to
the
hear.
war, the kibbutz
Now, it's
lost
amazing that your
kibbutz
parents
and
thought
go
that-
to
that they did.
Netanya,
Yeah.
Ali
Now I was a
Kassel.
child.
In this time, it
I
was
didn't.
very
1.5 years.
hard time for the
They
kibbutz.
took me
Many
away from
killed
the,
in the kibbutz. And
parents.
Gabi go
To the aunt.
company.
I don't know how they look.
Some of
I don't know how
of
the
child
face of
that
my
is killed
parents.
in the
You
war.
don't have any recollections.
Nothing.
Gabi
I was
behavior
lucky
very not,
that my aunt here.
like
It
other
took,
child.
took a long time and
know
very
the
hard
story.
until that I got here.
When he
I will
had
tell,
the orange, he put all the day in the
I was
in the
lucky
pocket
that she
or
had
bread,
4
left
pictures.
something else. Yes. It was
One,
very hard life.
my mother and father
to
on
be,
the street,
to be in the
Two.
קבוצה.
Like
the face, the passport picture, or how do you call it, portrait picture
same behavior.
of my
he
father
had,
and my mother,
lucky
and one
that he had
picture,
a good family that
my
keep him
grandfather
all the
and
time.
grandmother on the side of
In
my
the
mother.
time, he
4
was
pictures.
usually for him, yes,
If not
after
those
some
pictures,
years.
I didn't know how they are
I
looking.
remember
And your
him,
grandmother on
because
your mother's
I-
side was Rappaport.
Yeah, she was in a new name. She was married with children.
good fellow.
As
all
I
the
will
time
show you.
want to לעזור.
This is on the street.
To help everyone and no
This is your
one
par- this is the
believed
only-
that
this
he
is the picture of your
in
parents?
his age, yes.
In Poland,
Yes.
him before the war.
Because, but he know what he is.
And
he
here
is
they are.
lucky in life.
They are the
So
parents.
you've been very involved with the museum.
I haven't got any picture
Yes.
of
Also,
myself.
Like 30 years.
After the
father
war,
was
this is my first picture in my life.
This is your mother.
Ceremonia.
And this is the first picture of you.
Ceremony.
How old are you in this picture?
Here about
Your
4
father, did he
years.
found the museum? Was he
Look,
one of the founders?
I was 1.5 years
built.
underground with the
He
parents.
built it. He was the
2
kibbutz,
years with the nuns until the end of
the
the
manager
war.
of the-
Then
building in
they
in the
promised the
kibbutz.
parents
time,
when
yes.
the war will finish, they will
And
take the
later
children. I was
he
the
working
young
in
one
museums.
in the
Yes.
over
Yes.
there, the group of
And
the
you've also
Jewish
been
children.
very
I was
involved in the museum.
1.5
Yes,
years. I
of
came
course.
there. The
Gabi was saying when groups would come, they'd ask Gabi to speak to the different groups.
there was
yes.
11 children.
Many times.
The old one, 12.5 years.
Well, I think
The
it's
young,
amazing if
it was the
Gabi
girl,
gave the
5.5
original
years.
to the
And
museum in Australia.
there was another girl, 12 years.
Very few people would do
5.5
that.
years and 12
That's 3
years,
He gave
there
the
was
original. Then gave a
guarantee
photocopy.
on me
And what is your
because
fondest memory
as
of Gabi?
a baby, 2 years
the
old,
city is so beautiful,
I
but
can
you have a very close connection with him.
be a danger for the nuns
He's a
because
very
somebody will
modest
see if I will want to.
person.
You had a Brit Milah.
Yeah, everything. Yeah,
went to where
my parents.
He
So
gives to the kibbutz.
I will tell you
from himself.
who was the family.
What he
I
can
had
do.
Brit Milah and
This is
everything,
official.
officially everything.
And
It's written here.
he's very proud of his family.
Now,
5 children and
It's
grandchildren.
incredible. I'm just going to show this.
So,
Do you know
nuns-
the other little boys as
He was very
this
lucky,
is
I
my
think.
first
He was very
picture
lucky.
in my
And he
life.
has
Kevin, you stand.
Here and about
Memories
4,
of his
and you can see.
And the
family.
other child, do you know who the other child
very
is?
little.
Look,
But
this is when the finished the war.
better than
The war's
nothing.
finished. The end of
You
it.
know his arms?
The nuns they promised the
His
parents.
arms,
They,
his arms.
nobody knows
Yes,
if
the
the
lady
parents
that
they will
she
stay
wrote,
alive
she
or not.
translated
They will
his aunt.
take all the children
His
to
aunt,
the Bet Knesset.
To the synagogue.
Yeah. And over there, there is the first thing that the Jewish did, Beit Yetomim. the children without parents.
His aunt. His aunt.
They took all of us,
3 children.
and this is over there, and
4.
my first picture. I am without hair because
Just come here, thank you both. Because I
you
am
know,
so incredibly grateful.
the war was with many bad
I
things.
just feel like last and
The first thing
I am so
that
grateful to
all the
you
children,
both,
all
you
the
know,
12 that we came to
It was it was by chance that I was here and I
Senegal.
saw you in the garden. And
First thing,
just meeting
they
you
cut
both,
our hair.
And you told me
because
that he's a
they was
survivor,
afraid
and
that we will
just
be
being
sick
here
or
in
so.
Yad Mordechai, it's
And
been incredible.
It's the
You know,
first time that I smiling.
in Kolalek to Daraba. I'm so grateful. Gabi, I have to ask you.
I'm
I'm so grateful. I can't tell you. It's, for me, it's
What do you
just been
remember?
You remember
I
such a
re-
such an
I
honor and a
remember
privilege to meet you
when
both, and
I
I'm so
was
grateful for you introducing me to Gabi because it
years
is
and a little more,
8
2.5
million
years,
hours.
I start
And
to
I
remember.
appreciate
I
what
remember
you
the
what
nuns.
you-
You
And
remember
I
the
remember,
nuns?
yeah, I remember.
we
I was
appreciate
running around
what
because
you are doing.
it
Very
was the
kind.
first time
Really.
that I was free to
Thank you both so much.
learn how to
Very
walk,
much.
how to run.
Next thing.
I did
next thing
underground. I
is,
couldn't
Please, God, you
see.
must come and visit.
I couldn't do it. And over there, and they put the 2 girls to look on me all the time, not that they was afraid that I will make danger for themselves. They save life of the Jewish. The Germans, they killed if somebody they found it in a minute. Now I want to be back, to go back a little. I am already the nuns. At the night, that Polish woman took me.
Do you know the name of the Polish woman?
She is not alive anymore. And I was once in Poland to visit when I was bigger, and I found her, and 2 years later she died.
Do you remember her name?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember. I want back. Okay, she put me in a safe place. 2 weeks later, there was a Jewish family, and I can't say something bad on they try to save the life of the children, the family. Jewish family that somebody from the Polish people told about them to the German. They try to save them own life of the family, and they told about the big family underground, my family. It's against the German חוקים, חוק.
The law. The
לא,
laws.
כן. So, of course, in a minute, they came, the German took all the family, and there was all the family except the sister of my mother, that she, in 1935, she went to Israel with the group, and they make the kibbutz. So all the family, grandfather, grandmother, uncles, parents, everybody.
Do you know when they were sent? Did they?
Now, I told you that it was a family very famous in the town. My grandfathers, 2 of them, there was rabbanim, rabbis, both of them. And that's why the family was so famous, and because they was rich people, you know. So when the German put them on the train, מפריע, it's a high school. The German, they took me immediately on the train with many more Jewish, yes. Now, when they came to Auschwitz with the train, Auschwitz was also factory, and how call it, that one that he saved the Jewish people when he was working for him, Schindler.
Oscar Schindler.
He had a factory there.
It was after Plaszow.
Yeah. And there was Jewish from that little town, Przemyśl, working for him. And they saw the train is coming, and by accident they saw it. And they saw my family. Everybody, they knew them. The rabbanim, the rich people, the teacher, they knew their family, and they knew what happened to them. Immediately to Auschwitz in a gas. Now, I lucky that I saw it. I didn't was lucky that I lost my family, but if they haven't seen them,
you wouldn't know.
Yeah. Now, after the war, when the Nuns put us in a Jewish hands, of course, Jewish that they saved themselves, and it was the finish of the war. Start to look who is from my family that also saved the life. Where they are going? To the big children house,
the orphanages,
and Bet Knesset, and slowly, everybody looking for somebody from themselves family, and they saw me. They saw the document, and they didn't know who I am. They knew that I born, but they didn't know that somebody helped me to save my life. They saw my family, all the family, and then they was very surprised to see a child. I was 3.5, 4 years old. Just to see you, you don't know Polish, and I don't know also. My aunt here, she translates to me
what the document was. And they kept the document.
Yeah, on me. All the time it was on me. The nuns, I came to the nuns with that. They put it on me to the way to the Jewish place. Here is in Hebrew. It was for me, the aunt, and they said, if we don't, I have a glass here, if we don't stay alive and our child, Gabriel, nobody is calling here Gabriel, Gabi, and he will stay alive, please take him, send him to Israel, to his aunt. And they say who is her name, and they said, we have houses and so and so and so and so thing. We want 25% of it to give to the nuns. They save children life, and 75% for our child. But you know, Poland, nobody is getting, nobody gets his, how do you say, rechush.
It's
I haven't got nothing for me.
Not a thing.
Nothing, even cent, nothing. And
now they made a law that they...
I tried, I was trying, I spent a lot of money to give to the...
Like the lawyers.
Yeah, and Polish, Poland, as even today, in Israel, they're trying.
They're making it more difficult. Poland just
and
fought
they
hard
don't want to give nothing back. They said, everything what you want, go to the German. They took it. No, we didn't took it, but the Polish people took the houses, the factories, everything. But they said only the German. German, they said, we don't have to pay for you about Poland. I don't care, I don't need that money. I try to do it for the nuns. Now, at the end of it, my grandfather, I told you, there was Rabbanim. My parents, they was like you. They was like, but not they didn't was very
more modern.
Yeah, they was modern, yeah. But they said at the end of it, if we don't stay alive and our child will stay alive, we want him to be a rabbi.
Really?
But I couldn't do it. Well, first of all, I came to, in the time, I got to the kibbutz, and because my mind, I couldn't. I don't want to say why, because...
and Gabi, is this the original letter that your mother wrote?
This is, but this is the photos. Yeah.
And the
original in Australia in the museum.
In Melbourne or Sydney?
Yes, I think.
In the Holocaust
You
Museum.
can see two down. It's right in Polish.
That's
This
amazing.
is in Polish. And here, my aunt, she did it for me.
I'm just going to go with this one here as well. This is incredible, Gabi, incredible.
And I am lucky about the pictures, you know. If not my aunt here,
1943.
so I couldn't know how was my parents looking.
And that's the only pictures that you have of your parents. These.
This was it.
It's amazing with this picture because your parents aren't looking at the camera. Your mother's looking down and your father's looking. Oh, it looks like he has. But these are incredible.
And I can know that my father was smoking.
You can see the cigarette. Yeah,
I don't
amazing.
like cigarettes. He was smoking.
Gabi, this is so precious. It's so precious.
I am lucky. If not, I couldn't know how they're looking. Okay, now, after the war, when I was with the children without parents, there was a family that they saw from this small town. They saw when the train came to Auschwitz with my parents. They knew the faces. He saw it, and then he think to himself, nobody will come to find him, to see him. All his family, they in Auschwitz. He saved his life because he was working in the Schindler factory. And when he came there, the German took him to work there. He was young. He was with his wife and the child 2.5 years old. The German killed his child immediately. And he and his wife, they start to work in a factory. Now, when he saw me, he knew that nobody will try to find me. He started to think to himself, I lost a child, a little bigger than him, because it was 2.5 years old, 1941, something like that, 40. And he started to sing about take me officially, like his son. It's taken him 1.5 years old, the time that I spent with the other children, and then he took me. He got his uncle in Israel was in the Histadrut, and before this מלחמת השחרור,
before the War of Independence,
there was not enough people in Israel. When United Nations, they will say this place is a Jewish Israeli country, and all the Arab countries, they said nobody leave them alive, this Jewish, we don't want them here. The Muslims, they said. So in Israel there was going around people from the it wasn't country still, to tell the Jewish that they saved the life in the Second World War in Africa, in Europe, all around the world, to tell them, please go to Israel. This is our country. Over there, nobody can do it what the German did here. And he was uncle of this man, the family that they took me as a son. And by the way, before the end of the Second World War, it was here around 500,000 Jewish. In the war that we start, or the Arabs start with us, there was already 800,000 and 500. It means that more than 300,000 people they came here, and many of the people they got killed in the war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gabi, do you remember the name of the person that took you?
The
person that took you, who was working in the Schindler's List, do you remember the name of the family?
The family that took me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I came with them. I was 1.5 years. I still visit them. They visit me like a family.
What's the name?
In a minute. When I was 1.5 years old with them. Now my aunt here, somehow she in the end of 1947, at the beginning of 1948, before the war here, she met a woman, Polish woman, in a Wico Kennis.
Kennis is like a conference.
Yeah.
A conference.
Yeah. It was for Polish people, and somehow they start to talk this one and that one. They are from the same place, Przemyśl. That woman, she married my brother of my father, and they lost. They married at the beginning of the Second World War. She was with a German, took her to work in a factory, and her husband was underground. By accident, they meet each other. They didn't know each other. The two women, that one from the kibbutz, my aunt, and that one that she married my uncle brother. Somehow she came here. She also was in Schindler factories, you know. They talk, and then that woman from Poland told my aunt. She didn't know that I'm alive. She knew that all the family killed. She told her, no, that baby is now in a family that they took me as a son. She gave her the names. If they will come to Israel, you just leave the name in Misrad Apnim, in one of the people. If they will come, they will tell you in the kibbutz, family this, that came, and maybe this is the child that you are looking. Now, we came here right after the war here. We came December 1948.
And you came with the family?
She didn't know. I came with the family as a new son, and they have another baby that born after the war.
What was the name of the family?
Now I say, Mandel, Henek Mandel. They live in Tel Aviv. When we came here, Ma'abara.
It was tents, like a tent camp.
Yeah. So at the beginning we was there, and somehow one pakid,
one official,
called to Yad Mordechai, ask about my aunt. He say there is family. When I was in that family, I asked them to leave my real name, the Korn, my name. So I had two names, Korn, Mandel. Now, that man told by phone that woman, my aunt, family this and that came here. It was before the end of 1948, December. Officially, my aunt came to the family, the new family I had. I was there 1.5 years already with them. And officially, they gave her me, because she is real family, and she is only the one from that family. And I came in January 49 to Yad Mordechai. I was 7 years old. 1.5 years underground, 2 years with the ants, 1.5 years with a group of the children without parents, and then 1.5 years with that family. And I came to here, 7 years old. And they give me beautiful life.
Can I ask, how was your... what do you remember when you first saw her, your aunt?
No, I didn't know her. I knew because I didn't know what written here. She saw what written here, and she find that my parents say that if they won't stay alive and I will be alive, to find her, to go to be with her. That's what happened by accident. And that woman, that she was my aunt, because she married my father's brother, but he got killed. She saved the life. By accident, she talked with my aunt from the kibbutz in that Vitzo. And
it's not accident, it's all meant to be. It's
okay,
all min hashamayim.
Yeah. Now, all the people that they have any touch with me, somehow, everybody, they give me a feeling of we love him, we want to help him. And this kibbutz built by Polish people. That they left in 35, 36 Poland. Now they lost the families, and I came there. I speak Polish not so good. I came there. I was for them the symbol of the families. Everybody give their
Love,
heart.
they showed you love, tremendous love.
But they said officially nobody will talk with the child Polish. We want him to be Israeli. Far, you know, the life here was the children. They was living in this house. They saw the families only afternoon, 2-3 hours, and we live together, children. We learn, we sleep together, we learn together, and only 20 years ago or so, the children start to live with the parents for all the time except the school. So the people, they try to make me happy. They knew that I spent hard years until I got there, and I forgot Polish. Then it's not so big accident, but I forgot Polish. Now I was only a child that saved from a big family. For me, it was very important to leave the name of the family that brought me from Poland to here, and I still with them really like a family. The parents already they died years ago, but the boy the baby that born them after the war, and his children and the grandchildren, I with them like a family. I asked, when I came to here, I didn't got a name of my new family here. Rappaport was for my mother, but here my aunt, she married and she had children. They call Friedman. I didn't like to get the family, and she said okay. I asked her to stay with my Korn and Mandel. Why? These years, in the 50 and 60, 1950, 60, the young people, everybody, they try to get to the army, because Arabs, they still fight. Every 5-6 years was a war here. I try to do everything to get to the army. I wasn't able to do it because I was a child without family. But when I was 16 and a half, 17, it was the time that the children, they was going first time to give the names and everything before going to the army. Army is when you finish to learn, when you are 18. I went there also. I didn't tell my aunt here and her family, because she was killed herself. Yeah. But I went there. I was good buddy, and you know, I gave them the name of the family that brought me from Poland. I didn't say Korn, Mandel. Later, when I was make a passport after the army, so I left only my real name Korn without Mandel. At the beginning, תעודת זהות, you know.
Yes, the ID card.
The תעודת זהות, it was Korn Mandel. And I was in army in a danger place, very fighter, you know. And I was in 4 wars here. I finished the army in 1985.
85.
After I was in the last war that I was is the first Lebanon war.
In 82.
The second I wasn't already outside of the army. So it was very dangerous. Now it comes the time that I going to the army, and my aunt here, she didn't know. So 2 days before, I told her, I'm going to the army, I am going to be a writer, but I'm going to the army, just. She said, okay, and she started to cry. Of course, later they knew where I am in the army because I was in very special group. It's called Sayeret. You know what is Sayeret? The name was Shaked. It was, and I was for many years in four wars, and around me few they got killed in war there, and I was lucky. Now all the time I was thinking about married and children, but it was hard for me. I was with a girl a year or 2. When it was ready to get married, I was running away. I couldn't close myself in place like that. Slowly, I start to talk to myself to say, you are only the one who left from your family. You must to have a children. And okay, it was the 2 girls. I ran away. She was the 3rd one, and I was a long time with them. She was the last one. I was already 36, 7. She was in army. 16 years.
Wow, difference.
And when she finished the army, I was already 40. We married. And I told you, we have more children than the other people here.
It's miracles.
Now, if I was married younger, so I have 10 children. I like very much children, and children, they like me here all over the kibbutz. Really.
I can imagine. I know. Gabi, your aunt, was she at your wedding?
My aunt here?
The aunt here. Was she alive when you got married? When you got married, was your aunt still alive?
Yeah.
And she was at your wedding?
Yeah.
She must have been so happy.
Yeah, and she, right after that I married, my wife,
she was pregnant
with a baby in a and then I walked when she was
pregnant.
It was the first Lebanon war, and I was there, and the first time in my life, and I was
scared,
afraid that something will happen to me and I will miss my first child. but I was lucky. And I came back from that war, and 2 months after, I had my first child, girl, and I had already from her 2 grandchildren,
Wonderful.
a boy and a girl. Yeah. And I all the time tried to live normal life, but believe me, when I'm alone, even if I'm walking alone, so I'm coming back.
You remember?
Ken. Now I told you I'm telling that story to so many. They from the museum here, they bring groups. 2 weeks ago, the 3 from school, from Ashdod, there was 3 classes,
Classes?
yeah, in a Kita Yud, the 10 years, and about 80 children. And I'm telling the story. It's take about an hour and more, sometimes 1.5 hours, and they have a question. But always, and I said at the beginning, I'm telling you my story, but I don't remember everything, and there's people told me a part there and part another part from my life, because I born in the middle of the war. I was baby. And I'm telling you the story, but as a baby I can't say I remember. From about 2.5 years old, I remember.
And the nuns, you remember being in the monastery with the nuns?
Yeah.
And were they loving towards you?
I came to visit there. They love me very much. They give the children, they give us Polish names in a case that somebody will hear we talking us. It was danger. My name was Stashu. Now, when there was many years that Poland and Israel wasn't talk. You couldn't come to visit.
There was no diplomatic relations.
Yeah. When I finish my 3 years army, it was already open. I went with a group to Poland. They took me as who saved the life over there, with my story, you know, and we went to Auschwitz, you know. The nuns, there was in Przemyśl and Auschwitz, it's very close.
And you went to visit?
Krakow, yeah. So now I was with a beard. At the army I didn't have a beard. When I finished the 3 years, twice a year, months and months, I was coming to the army. It was necessary.
For Miluim?
Yeah,
Reserve duty.
Miluim. And because it was a danger group, so 1 month we was coming to trying, 1 month to be by border here and there. And now it was winter in Sinai. In a war, it was how they call that war? It was really war, no war. from anyway, our they ask us to להתגלח יום יום. It was very cold. And when I finish this מילואים, I start with a beard. From that time I have it. Now I came to visit in Poland. I was ready. And I told somebody that he was with the group, he was the boss, to get phone to the nuns, and Auschwitz, everything. It was before it was the beginning of the groups that coming to visit in Poland. Now the nuns, only 3 nuns, they knew about the Jewish children. The imam, the mother of the place, and 2 others. Why? Because if they was afraid, if the German or somebody from the Polish people, they will find that here they got Jewish children, they will kill the nuns. It's against the German. So only 3 nuns they knew about the Jewish children. Now that boss of the group, I told him to phone there. I had letters with them because we couldn't go to Poland. So they knew that I'm alive, and I knew that they still alive, the 3 nuns. So I told the boss, tell them that Stashu is coming to visit. Okay, the group, there was, we had 60, 70 people from many kibbutzim. And we came to the nuns, all the group. Then I saw the nuns, and I remember the face. I came to the mother of the whole place, they call mother. And I told her, I am Stashu. She started to cry.
Wow. Wow, it's so emotional.
And I was lucky that I came there. Why? Because...
And you recognized her, you could...
I started to talk to them, but I didn't know Polish. There was people that they talk Polish. Why I was lucky? A year after, that woman, she died.
Wow.
She was very sick, and she died. Now I was with that woman and the other 2. Later, the other 2, they went to another place to be as nuns. Mm-hmm. They left the place, so I was lucky that they still was there. And they was crying, you can't believe. Stashu, the baby! Later, groups from here, they went to Polish to see the Auschwitz. I sent with all of them things, wow. But they didn't like to have something, no money, no. The parents, when they give the children there, I know also my parents, the Polish woman told me, they give tachshitim,
jewelry,
gold, and you know, everything what they could, and the nuns, they was afraid, but they took it. So I knew that they don't want nothing with to have from the groups. So I sent not rich things, but something that can make happy them. Until all the three nuns, they died. And then the groups from here, from the kibbutz, from the high school, and other groups that I'm telling the story before that they were going to Polish to visit. I just tell them I was in that place, and the nuns, they saved my life, but they are not alive anymore, and that they are going to any place other that they want, especially to Auschwitz, sometimes to see that place that they saved Jewish children.
It's amazing.
Gabi,
did they ever get Chasidei Matalam?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, I did it.
You did it? Wow.
Look, from that 12 children, I was the last one, 12. 6, they go to Israel. And I was b'kesher.
You were in connection?
With the two girls that they was looking on me over there. I told you they were nice baby. One of them, she died already, the 12 years old from there. Another one, she's still alive. She's 3.5 years or 4 years older than I am. I'm 80, she's 84.5. 2 from the children, they go to Canada somehow with like parents, I don't know. From anyway, 5 include me, 6 we go to Israel, and 6 all over the world. I know 2 other that they stay in Poland, that they die. We had a connection between, just because somehow we was together when we was a children. But in Canada, there are 2 girls. I don't know what happened with them. They married with people in Canada, and I don't know what happened to them. I know in Israel there are only 2 left.
So you're still in connection?
Yeah. Sometimes, by phone. That girl and me, from the 6 that we had here. Yeah, slowly.
And Gabi, let me ask, when you got married and when your children were growing up, did you tell them about what happened to you? Did you speak about it at home?
Everybody here in the kibbutz, there's no one that he don't know the story. Now, my children, I thought I was with in each class. I came to tell the story because they asked me before Poland or so. All my children, they knew everything, but I making everything to give them a normal life, and they have a normal life, and the children in hot warm life,
loving and warm.
Yeah. Lev,
heart.
Yeah. And they know my story. Sometimes they talking in somebody else, our father, but they know everything, and they know that I want normal life for them, and leave me alone if I want to be alone. But it's very warm around. All the family.
You can see.
The family surround, and you can ask them.
No, you can see. Gabi, and your children, have they gone to Poland?
3 of them. with the groups here.
Did you ever go with him?
No, they came as a class. I told them the story before that they went, the whole group. Now, look, I told you that I'm telling the story to groups they coming here. Only example, 2 weeks ago, the 3 class from Ashdod that came here. I came to talk to them, and they was waiting. I came like nobody knows him. They couldn't believe that I came to tell them the story. They was waiting for somebody like.
Look around. You're already the youngest.
And it's happened all the time. I was with the police groups, with the soldiers groups that sometimes coming to here, to the museum. In the museum they're asking me before, we want you to tell your story to that group, that group. When I am coming, they're looking, okay, somebody, we're waiting for somebody who is coming to tell us the story. That one is, it's not a Polish man. When I'm coming, when I start to talk, so I'm laughing with them, and I say, I'm working on you. No, but nobody can. They don't believe that I'm the one who is they are waiting, because usually they are really most of the people.
Gabi, I had the same reaction when I saw you walking.
Yeah.
I thought, where's Gabi?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
No, but when I start to talk,
And Gabi, can I ask, what message do you give to your children and grandchildren? What message, if somebody had asked you, what message do you impart, do you give to the future generation?
look, they don't missing nothing. Why? The side of my wife, the whole family, they had uncles, grandfather, grandmother on my wife's side, but they know that it was a big family, a good family, famous family, and they know that I missed a normal life, but they know only because that sometimes I tell them, but normally nobody can know that I missed something. I don't know what is parents. I don't know what is grandfather, grandmother. I don't know what is tzatzuim, the things that a little child playing with them. I don't know. I came here 7 years old. Before that, I told you, the family that they lost a child, and they was in a, they saved the life with the Schindler man, and it was hard to be with them, but they love me very much. They hard because they lost child. They 4 or 5 years they was in a factory in Schindler. They was lucky that they stay alive.
Yeah.
It was hard with them. When I came to the kibbutz, it was another world. And I said, I will live as the kibbutz is life.
But Gabi, what advice do you give to the next generation, to Dor Haba? If somebody say, what advice do you give?
Look,
Or what message?
I feel that I must tell the story because that I think that it will help that people, those people they are listening and they say the story, they won't be hard people each to other.
Yeah.
I want to feel that I have a part of humanism against wars, against, I don't know what is to be bad man to somebody. Even if somebody I don't like him, he wants something from me, he feels that he wants to talk to me, normally. I don't have to love him, to like him. He needs me, he wants me. He wants to help by me. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody, somehow.
But you succeed, Gabi, by you, that is it, wow, you see the goodness in people and in life.
That's what I got from the people that they
saved
helped me to life.
Wow.
In my life. The family that my aunt here, she was beautiful neshama.
A lovely soul, a lovely person, a lovely heart.
And look, I got from people love. So I think that it helped me to be what I am.
So true, Gabi. I want to thank you. I'm just going to... it really is. Your message is really amazing, because the nuns, they risked their lives. And there were many cases where people were caught, and the Germans and the Polish, they actually collaborated, or they actually informed, and they were killed. Their families, they were... So I want to come in and I just want to thank you. Gabi, this has been for me such an honor and a privilege, and bemet ein milim lomar toda lecha. I'm so grateful to you, Gabi. Your story is something. When you were walking, and I thought, wait, where is the survivor? You don't look like, your whole way about you, you're smiling, and you...
Any meeting
you radiate such happiness.
Any meeting, I'm trying to be laugh. I came here, what I ask, where is that family? I'm living 2 houses from here.
It's amazing.
And I was joking.
It can be really. And you know that you have, I just want to show this again, that you have these pictures of your parents.
Yeah.
It's you say
I keep it.
It's all min hashamayim. It's all, what you had miracles happening. Magia laka. You so deserve it, because
my children asked me to make copy.
Yeah.
And they got also this one, that one. I was photographer.
Gee.
And I did that. And this, it's with me all the time.
It's wonderful. And to think this little boy here, Gabi, and look, your parents would be so proud of you. It's something unbelievable. It's just amazing. But everything that's happened to you, Gabi, it's not coincidence, it's all min hashamayim, it really is. And your parents, they're getting nachas. And your life, I'm so overwhelmed, because it is something extraordinary. You are an example. You're just such a dogma for all of us.
I will tell you something, but take it as I feel. Why I can be how we say, אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים.
You chose us from all the nations.
Yeah. And I'm asking, אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים לשבט או לחסד? שבט, it's עונש.
Like a punishment?
Yeah. או חסד.
To do good, kindness.
אז איך, אם אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים, איך קרה ש6 מיליון יהודים נרצחו? איפה הכוח של אלוהים, power, the power from there. Where was it? And they are some Jewish, they're very מאוד מאוד דתיים.
Very, very religious.
And they said, here in Israel, I saw it in one of the university. They said, this is a punishment because we did bad things.
You know,
how can they say
no,
it?
it's very rare. You know, I've met with many rabbis, many, and it's such a question that no one can answer. These are questions that there are no answers.
I know.
There are no answers, and who are we to even give an answer? How can one?
For me, I always say to everybody, I glad with everything what you believe. If you Muslim, if you Notzri,
Christian,
Jewish, I really with you. But for me, in myself, I can't believe it.
You know, Gabi, I just want to mention something. What happened to you and how you said it was b'mikre, it was by chance. It wasn't by chance that there was a kinus and that they met, and your aunt, that you got to meet with your aunt. I see it as mamish miracles. It really is miracles. But you know what the sad thing is? We living this week. People say, where was God? Which is such a good question that no one can answer. But another question is, where was man? Where was the rest of man? How could man have a life? And how can it happen now in Ukraine? Today we see it happening again. Not the same, but we see what's happening in Ukraine. They bombed Babi Yar. Babi Yar was the monument. I've been in Babi Yar in Kiev. It's so many people were killed in Babi Yar, and the Russians bombed Babi Yar.
10,000.
How can this be happening in Europe today, and the world is just watching it? It's so sad. It's so many questions, and we don't have answers. And whoever gives an answer, you can't give an answer. But it's that you in Israel, that you have a family, that you are inspiration. You know what? Your derech.
Each one believe in what he believes.
But your derech and your message and who you are is, I think, what Hashem really wants. To be good and to look at the goodness and to just show love and this is who you are.
It's come for me from
the heart. It's from the inside.
I'm not thinking, you must go this way. I am doing everything what I feel. Really, all my life.
But Gabi, you could have been so.
I will tell you something. I was here sometimes famous. There was years that groups from young people from Europe came to Israel to the kibbutzim, and they spent half a year. They was working. They love it. I was guaranteed for 3-4 years on those groups in Yad Mordechai.
Wow.
I was working my work, but I was the guarantee on the groups. And there was from Denmark, from Finland, and from Germany. And came here, there was five German boys and girls, and me in German, I won't touch nothing from German. If something from German, I don't touch. No, the young people that they came from Europe and all over the world, the families in the kibbutz, they took them to give them a good feeling. But the boys and girls from Germany, nobody wants. I took them. I was no married, no, you know, young boy after the army and that. Why? Nothing I don't want from Germany. I said to myself, they came here because they feel guilty.
Yeah.
And they want us to see them that they don't agree with what the parents did.
Yeah.
They was with me and they was so happy. I took them sometimes to around the country. The feeling,
Gabi, that's amazing.
I did it as a feeling, not because German, I won't talk to them. No, they came here, slicha. They
To
came
ask for forgiveness. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
you understand?
I do. It's amazing. Oh, Gabi, that's who you are. That's
I'm glad that I am like
you,
that.
you are such an inspiration, Gabi, and I'm so incredibly grateful to you. B'met toda rabba.
Okay.
You should just have mazal and at Mavis Room. You are I've never met somebody of 80 years old like you ever in my entire life, and I'm so incredibly grateful to you. Toda rabba rabba. Im kol halev.
Me too.
I'm so grateful.
Me too. I'm glad to tell the story.
And this is the first time in English.
I don't want that somebody else will have such a story.
Gabi, thank you so much.
Okay.
This is such a great honor and privilege to have Yisrael and Yudit Meidan. I'm so grateful because you introduced me to Gabi, Korn, and this is the original letter that Gabi's parents wrote before they sent him to the monastery in Polish, that Gabi's aunt, when he came to Israel, she translated from the Polish to Hebrew, and Yudit's going to be translating from the Hebrew into English.
In the name of God, because we don't know what surprises or which comes with the war, in the war, especially for us, the Jews. I write here the last wish of my wife, Gitel Korn, from house Rappaport. In case that me and my husband Avram Korn will die, and our child Gabriel, who was circumcised
According to the Jewish rite.
according to the Jewish tradition, if he will stay alive, I write for him, for the child, 75% from of my property, and 25% for the sister in the who מנהלת,
She's in charge of the
control
monastery, the nunnery or the abbey.
the abbey, who received our child to educate him. My property includes some hundreds of dunams, forest and fields, and one house. I don't know if more inherited, survived. We have also a flour mill and a place for cutting the wood. My mother's name was Faya Rappaport from Laub. We have more properties, but I don't think that it will remain after the war. For my brothers and sisters, are still alive. My sister Leah Rappaport, she lives in Palestine, near Netanya, Mitzpe Hayam. Maybe she changed her family name, but you can find her by the last כתובת?
Last address.
Until now, I know that 5 of my family are still alive. The names? Laub Israel, König Perla, Korn Henrik, Korn Bienen, Birken, Litla and David. My wish is, if we die, me and my husband and our child will survive after the war. I want him to reach or to be with my sister in Palestine and to be educated and to be a good Jew. Yirei Shamayim.
With the fear of God.
Fear of God. Avram Korn wrote it, his father. And the mother writes, I agree completely and with full consciousness with all that written above. Gitel Korn, Fesh Michel, the place, the town, 16 June 1943.
It's unbelievable. Thank you so much. Wow. It's just incredible. You did for Yisrael Meidan. I'm so grateful to you both because you introduced me to Gabi, and just meeting you both here in Yad Mordechai, it is unbelievable. So what can you mention a little bit about Gabi, because you've known him for many years?
He came here as a child.
8
years.
8 years.
He was 8 years old, and he didn't know Hebrew, and he was strange in a kibbutz, where the group is so they know each other from the first day of life, and suddenly he was very strange, very not usual, as they know, and he suffered a little bit from the children. But he was, I think he was very, very a good person and a good child. So slowly they knew him and received him as one of equal. And I think he told you about
his whole story.
The talich, how he met the nuns, and he kept in touch with them. No touch.
He had a connection. He did keep in touch, yeah.
And he couldn't tell his story, the story, many years, until I think his children, he has 5 children, they wanted to know, they were curious, wanted to know what happened. And it was not easy for him to open his feelings, and but once he opened himself, he tells everyone who want to know what happened. He's a mensch. He's a mensch. He's a wonderful person. He's so real. So I don't know how to say it.
That's true.
He loves life, and I think he's grateful.
And very positive. Very positive.
He says he said, so many people who made effort to make me happy and to give me what I need, and I want to give back.
And how many years, Israel, have you and have you known Gabi?
I remember him more time, because Gabi not to come to the kibbutz, because after the war, independent war, the kibbutz lost the kibbutz and go to near Netanya, Ali Qasem. In this time it was a very hard time for the kibbutz, many killed in the kibbutz, and Gabi go to a company, a kinder, that some of the child, her parents is killed in the war. And Gabi behavior, it was very not like other child. I know the story. When he have an orange, he put all the day in his pocket, or bread, lechem,
Yeah.
something else. Yes, it was very hard life. To be in the קבוצה,
Like a group.
in the group with no same behavior, and he have lucky that he have a good family that keep him all the time, and in the time he was usual for him, yes, after some years. I remember him because I little young from him, yes, but he good fellow. He all the time want to lazor, to help everyone, and no one believes that he is in his age. Yes, it is.
He doesn't look it.
Yes, because but he know what he is. He is lucky in life.
And Yisrael, you've been very involved with the museum, here at Yad Mordechai.
Yes, all the
I think
like 30 years.
and your father was
built the museum, yes, and not ceremonia, tekes.
like a ceremony.
ceremony.
Ceremony, Yom HaShoah.
Your father, did he found the museum? Was he one of the founders?
He built
it.
He built it. He was in the kibbutz.
Wow.
He was the manager of
the building in the kibbutz.
in the kibbutz.
In this time, yes, and later he is working in the museums some years, yes.
And you've also been very involved with the museum?
Yes, of course.
And Gabi was telling me when groups would come, they'd ask Gabi to speak to the different groups?
Yes, many times.
And what I think is amazing is that Gabi gave the original to the museum in Australia. Very few people would do that, but that's who he is. He gave them the original and they gave the photocopy. Wow. Yeah. And what is your fondest memory of Gabi? What you've said is so beautiful, but you have a very close connection with him.
Yeah. He's a very modest person. He gives to the kibbutz from himself what he can do, and he's very proud of his family, 5 children and grandchildren. So he was very lucky, I think. He was very lucky. And he has memories of his family. Very little, but it's better than nothing.
And did you know his aunt? His aunt?
Yes.
You remember
Yes.
his aunt? She's
Yes.
the lady that actually wrote in Hebrew. She translated
his aunt.
שהתחילה
His aunt.
התחילה את הדבוראים.
לא חשוב. They have 3 children. His aunt and his aunt, she has 3 children here, and he was the 4th.
Well, I just want to quickly just come in and thank you both, because I am so incredibly grateful. So I just want to thank Israel and Yodit. I am so grateful to you both. You know, it was by chance that I was here and I saw you in the garden, and just meeting you both, and you told me that there is a survivor, and just being here in Yad Mordechai, it's been incredible, and I'm in Kol Halev Toda Rabba. I'm so grateful to you. I'm so grateful. I can't tell you. It's for me. It's just been such a schut, such an honor and a privilege to meet you both, and I'm so grateful for you introducing me to Gabi, because it is ein milim. There are no words.
And I appreciate what you do. We appreciate what you are doing.
It's very kind of you.
Really, it's
Thank you both so much.
Okay, thank you very
important.
much.
Very important.
Next year in Jerusalem.
Please God, and you must come and visit.